Okay. Hello, everyone. Everyone has been blowing our phones up. They're ready for us to be live with this huge announcement we're making here on Facebook today and on social media. I have Marjorie Corbin on here, Brandon Greenplate, and the beautiful Kaila Broome, who just recently made a big move to eXp Realty and Impact Worldwide. And all of these agents on this I call them ballers in their own right. Marjorie did over 27 million in 2024. Brandon Greenplate over 45 million, 235 million sold in his 4-year career. I believe it's been 4 years. 30 under 30. I think Marjorie, you're 30 under 30 too.
For real producers, technically, yes.
I think you're like there. I think that's coming though. I'm pretty sure. And we got Kaila Broome. She met her in Cabo. Amazing people, and just like so much energy and young, like the next generation, the making the big splash in the Charleston market, just taking it by storm. Kaila, you did over $8 million in 2024, and you've made some major changes and just branding yourself and getting yourself onto the next level. Tell us a little bit, if you don't mind, share with us a little bit about how you came to Cabo and when Marjorie and Brandon reached out to you about making a transition or thinking about eXp. What was your answer?
I had no plans to switch over brokerages. I had spent 9 months identifying my own brand after a switch I made last year during the shift of the market, which was crazy for me to make those numbers. But I had no plans at all. But I went to Cabo with them and I saw the value that they brought. But I also saw the value that eXp was able to offer. And yeah, it was kind of a no-brainer after listening to the speakers. They really resonated with me. It was super exciting.
You were looking at when you were looking, I remember meeting you by the poolside, and I loved the fact that you have like such a giving heart, and you just come from this place of just I want to help everybody, and it's clear why you're a superstar in the industry and why you're performing at such a high level. Share with everybody when you were at Cabo, like you came down, you had no expectation, you probably just thought, oh, I'm going to go hang out. Like what was the thoughts coming into that?
Well, I came in, I came for Tom Ferry originally. I was going to listen to him. They kind of lured me in. I love to listen to him speak and just kind of get that edge. But, just seeing the testimonies between everybody speaking and also just how warm and welcoming everybody was, it just seemed like a whole network at your fingertips. And that's kind of one of the things that really drew me in. I've been through multiple brokerages, big and small, brokerages of 12 people with a boutique and, still not feeling that same sense of community, even as close as we were as a team. I ran with one of the biggest women's team here in Charleston, and they're great. But I mean, just having that full network at your fingertips was just, it was awesome to see.
Yeah, it's what I found, with Marjorie when she joined. I got to meet her last year, and Brandon. It's only been a year that this group has just gotten. I mean, the fire is real. Watching you guys win, and Brandon and his brother Evan and Marjorie and the momentum that you guys are getting. It's less than 6 months of really just full momentum, and the people you all are attracting is just, it's not like it's a low level. It's agents that are really getting after, that want to produce at a high level and want to level up. And I think what you're seeing when you come to those events is you're seeing how when you align with somebody, with a company where you have full ownership. Was that exciting to you? Did you even know that was an opportunity to have ownership in eXp?
I didn't know that was an opportunity. So just having those doors of opportunity being open to more, just creating generational wealth, that's just something I wasn't offered at other brokerages. So we all have entrepreneurship in mind as realtors. And I think that, the reward was greater than any risk of, but what if it doesn't work out or, anything like that. So I was ready.
That's awesome. I'm so glad we got to meet you, and then they thought to bring you down there and Tom Ferry was your lure.
Well, no, so, you spend $600 on those tickets and you don't even get to elbow with Tom Ferry most of the time, but being able to even have conversations with the speakers and them being so willing to give, guidance and share their models, that's, that was something I hadn't experienced before. So it was super exciting for me.
And what I love about our company, I mean, I think that we talked about this by the pool when you were, about having it's not just real estate, it's your health, it's your mind,
Right.
it's your life, it's a life, it's more than just selling houses. And because if we aren't taking care of ourselves, how are we doing a great job being able to build a great business and taking care of our clients? It starts
Right.
with us. And I really appreciate the fact that our company leans into that for everybody. I think that was, I remember talking to you about that at the poolside. You're like, Shelley, this is really,
Yeah.
I just love why is it different? Tell us.
Well, I feel like there's a good balance. There's, meeting of the minds, but everybody has their own way of doing things and their own routines. Dree shared hers. She wakes up at 4:30 a.m. and just is ready to get it. And, it's good to have that accountability with other agents and seeing how they process their day and kind of compare it to yours so that you can be, the average of the people that you're around. And me coming from, breaking off and being a single agent, I really missed that atmosphere between other agents to, keep me pushing forward and also creating new thoughts and new ways of practice. So it was super exciting. And yeah, it was really nice to be around a group of like-minded people.
And you talk about your brand, like really last year you focused on building your brand and really that was important to you. And that's, I think initially why you made the move from the first company was because you wanted to have your own Kaila Broome brand,
right?
Because you have a lot of influence. We talked about that on some of the posts that we were sharing, is like the influence you have in the industry. It's powerful. And it's so important for you to have who you are out there. And then this company, do you think there's an opportunity with the boutique type brokerage or any kind of brokerage beyond even realtors? There's a massive opportunity for a boutique to partner with EXP and still maintain their brand, but be able to offer their agents more. I think that's the biggest thing I've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, it's something like you said, you have to pull back the curtain and really see the model for yourself. And, the value is there, the opportunity is there, the overhead fees are gone, the liability is gone, and it's just so you can focus on your team and mentoring. So sharing knowledge is power as well, and I think that that's something EXP offers.
It's funny because when Craig and I were looking at EXP for ourselves, and we have a conversation about it, we were looking for something more for our agents, and we were getting ready to go open our own brokerage. We were going to do a boutique, but my biggest hang up was like all that you had to be a broker record, which is not a problem, but you're wearing a lot of hats. And what it did when I saw EXP, I was like, wow, this is an opportunity to build something inside of a company while maintaining who we are as a team and being able to give our agents more. And
Right.
I think if more brokerages looked at EXP from that perspective, they would actually like grow their boutiques to massive levels, because now they're not in the confines of like, I don't know if you know this, I was born and raised in Charleston.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Native. I'm almost at 10 years now, so I can call myself,
oh, you're a native. You're from, you're from South Carolina. You're a native. It doesn't matter.
No, but I definitely agree.
Yeah, I mean, if a small brokerage is able to do that, partner, you can truly partner with your agents, and I love that piece of this part of the business, and there's no ceiling. Like I think the problem with like teams and small brokerages or boutiques is we get stuck in being, like my fear is I don't want a ceiling. I don't want a ceiling. I would love to have like the best opportunity, not a opportunity.
Right.
I love that. And I think that's really, I think you have that vision for growing something really massive. Like you're talking to a lot of agents. You've already started bringing agents into the organization for yourself, and you're already building your own team without having to actually build an actual physical real estate team.
Right. And you have access to all the resources too. I mean, it could be trial and error if you're just going to start off as a brokerage in a team, So I think having it all there and having the counsel for it too is also, it takes a lot of the stress off and, keeps the momentum. And that's something I also wanted to keep when I switched over, and I was able to keep that momentum going. It was very seamless, which is also something I hadn't experienced too. You kind of row the boat and you hit a few bumps, but this one was a well-oiled machine, and I've gotten a lot of things moving very quickly with a lot of access that I would have probably had to just wait over time and search for the right opportunities to come about.
That's awesome. Brandon, I know that you and Marjorie both are super instrumental in making this transition and helping her through this. What did you see? What got you excited when you were talking to Kaila? Share with us a little bit about like this young lady who's just taking this industry by storm.
For sure. I can give my thoughts and then Drew give yours, but it was funny. My sponsor in EXP has been unbelievable, Tristan O'Grady. I was not an EXP agent, not this Cabo, but the Cabo before, and he paid for me to come to my inner circle, to come in Brent Go's inner circle. Of course, I saw that, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. So, kind of paying it forward this year, I reached out to Marjorie and I said, hey, I want you to join the inner circle. I'm going to pay for it if you bring 3 people with you to Cabo. And luckily enough, Kaila was one of the 3 that she brought. And it was so cool to watch Kaila, who is just an amazing energy, an amazing person, and I believe so much potential that she's about to tap into here in the next few months, and she already is. See this thing unfold in front of her. And I think it was the first day, she's like, I'm in. Is this real? And at first it doesn't look like it. So it was extreme joy. It filled my cup up to watch, kind of the same thing that I went through and able to pay it forward. And yet alone, somebody as unbelievable as Kaila is. I mean, it's special when you have the right people joining the right people. And that is 100% what one of this situation is. And it's for Kaila, we spend a lot of time, even in the first few weeks that she's been on, of, hey, what are your lead sources? Who do I contact, right? What do you think of this? And, I imagine Kaila in another company where, the gate is kept, where EXP, the gate is open. You're not going to get that amount of resources, and we're only getting started, Kaila. So I can't wait to see where we go here in the next few months and few years. So it's been a blessing for sure so far.
Yeah, we're moving fast.
Andrea, sorry, go ahead.
So I can take credibility for knowing Kaila the absolute longest. So she and I go way back socially when we were doing bottle service at competing nightclubs, and then organically started selling real estate. And we brought that hustle from the food and bev to the real estate industry. And I have a few more years of experience than Kaila. So when she got into the game, she reached out to me, and I sent her to a firm that I had started out. So it was a very kind of Wolf of Wall Street vibe. So she and I actually have a lot more in common than just being dear friends. It's that our training was pretty similar. And then like her, I also went to a boutique firm. And then Brandon obviously is my sponsor, and I joined EXP last October. So this year was my first opportunity to go to Cabo. And Kaila and I have some other side ventures that we're working on, and have become pretty close over the last couple months. And it was a no-brainer to see if EXP was something that she would be interested in. I know what separates Kaila from running circles around everyone else is definitely like the drive and the grit. Like, you either have that or you don't. It can't be taught. And obviously we want to help everyone. We really do. And at the same time, at least for me, time is your most valuable asset, and I'm very particular about who I pour my time into. And Kaila has so much potential, and she's just now skimming the surface. And I'm so excited to be running with her, and also alongside Brandon, which, his favorite thing to say is proximity is power. And so when you're running with people that are operating on such a high level of not only just the day-to-day, but the professionalism, and then on top of that, being really good at what you do, there really is no ceiling, like you said. So it's a really exciting adventure for all of us to be doing together. We're all learning things from each other, which is awesome. We all kind of bring like our own secret sauce to the table, but we're very fortunate with how we've been plugged into EXP. It's obviously, a very, very large company. So for Brandon to essentially provide that gateway, and then the contacts and above that, has been so helpful. So we're really confident that we have all of the tools and the resources to really take this thing to the moon is our slogan. So
that's our slogan. Yeah.
I'm excited. And I'm really, really happy that Kayla's on the team with us. We're just getting started and there's unlimited potential. And yeah, I'm just really grateful for the opportunity to work with her.
It's awesome. I love that. I love everything you said, because everything you said is exactly how I felt 8 years ago when we joined. And what's really exciting about that for me is I've never been in a company where I could say 8 years later, I felt the same way you do. And so to hear that firsthand from you guys are just you're crushers in this industry. Like you're not just like playing a game of like, I'm going to sell some houses. You're like, I'm going to sell a lot of houses. We're going to build an incredible organization. We're going to build something that is beyond transactions for our future families. You know, we're growing something that is you are building wealth together through investment properties. The thinking is just different. It's not the same old brokerage thinking of like, sell houses. How many more can I sell from last year to next year?
Right.
How big can I make this wheel that I can never get off of, because it just takes more and more money and time to be able to run the wheel. And that's gets me like, I am like jumping up inside and up and down inside. You can't see it, but I can feel like, because you know what this means? It means that like, you know, most companies, you know, you stagnate. You think, but right now, we are at an opportunity that I've never seen it. I feel as excited, if not 10,000 times more excited than right now. And meeting you guys and knowing you, it just gives us this energy in our belly that makes us want to do more and see you guys like just, you're going to, I mean, you guys are powerhouses. You don't need anything else, but you've got like all of us, each other, and so much more you don't even know yet. And it's exciting to see that. And you're going to do that for other agents, which is even really more exciting because you're going to change their lives. It's changing your life while you're changing others. Sorry, I got a little excited there.
I love the energy. And I think that that's also kind of what, you know, brought me on. It's because, yeah, I mean, it transferred over to me, and then, you know, sharing it out to other people as well. I love that.
Yeah, it is energy, isn't it? When you have the energy to, because you know, without it, everything just kind of falls away.
Right.
And that's what I guess what I'm trying to say is like the 8 years. It's like you would think, well, it would get slower, but it's actually like more fun and more. It's even better. And the leadership in the company with Leo Pareja and Wendy Forsythe and Glenn Sanford, and the leadership is impressive. Like, were you guys not blown away when you listened to Leo Pareja on stage in Cabo?
He's my favorite.
For sure. And to chime in on that, this is the future of real estate, Shelley. You saw that 8 years ago. Yep. And people don't understand that yet. They will in time, or they're going to be left in the past, right? Yep. You don't have 7 or 8 spin-off companies that copied your model if it's not the real deal, right? And so we look at this as we are leading the charge in the future of real estate, and we're paving the way and pushing the industry forward in the right direction.
And it's through production. Sorry, Kaila, go ahead, honey.
No, I was just saying, yeah, and one of the things that I took away from the speakers was that you really have to believe in it. And I think it was easy after seeing it to truly believe in it for myself, and able to kind of share that with others to build off of. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's all led with production. Like all of us, everybody on this call is producing and been productive for a number of years. And like, you have to be able to learn how to leverage and do those things. Otherwise, you never really do grow. I mean, this is a business. If you run your real estate like a business and not a job, this is not a job. This is a business that we are in. Mm-hmm. And a lot of agents have to really kind of align themselves, thinking differently and taking some of that, investing it back in so they can build more for the future. And that's what we're doing. And it's really amazing. And the cool thing is some of it can just be time. You know, time over time is a win. And then as you get your time back too, like I didn't have my time back when I joined. That was my catalyst, was like, I don't have any more time. And I was thinking like in 10 years, what's my life going to look like? And I'm so young. Like you guys don't know this, but these guys are all under the age of 30. I mean, they look it. Sure, like they're like.
I'm right on the cusp. So, and Brandon just had a birthday.
Hey, own it, girl. Own it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these guys are all like, I wish this was around when I was in my 30s. I mean, how exciting is that? To have a company that's going to be going to the moon, like you say. I love that.
It's super exciting. And then, meeting them, they were building something and they were doing it quickly. And I wasn't going to be the one who didn't get on the train when it's starting. I wanted to be able to be a part of building it and, bringing value to what they're building as well. So, and I had hit the glass.
Having fun doing it.
Yeah, and have fun doing it. I had hit the glass ceiling with where I was at. I grew pretty quickly, became more of a bigger fish in a smaller pond. And now, as soon as I walked into EXP, I was like, oh, I'm like a minnow again. But that's great because that gives me more opportunity to grow. And that's, that's what real estate should be. It should be constantly growing, constantly learning.
That just shows how smart you are, Kaila. Really, because I mean, when you can be humble enough to like walk into something and go, this is where I really need to be, because this is where I can really grow into myself, because you guys are going to be doing great things for yourselves and other agents and other clients and all the things you're doing. You're going to be these businesses we're building beyond even EXP is just incredible to me. All these little outside relationships that we have, like when Marjorie, you're talking about, you're doing things with Kaila. It's a friendship. It's so much more than just real estate. And that's like when Brandon, there's a picture of Brandon. I don't know if you saw it. It's on a reel or something that was where you like, we hugged each other like we've been brothers and sisters for 20 years.
On the yacht. We were on the yacht. It was a bear hug. And they caught us in the mouth. It's friendships. Yeah. It's so much bigger than just us now. Like now I take ownership in Marjorie's success, Kaila's success. Like they're going to be building leaders amongst leaders. And it's we, not me anymore in real estate. Right. And I think Kaila, you saw that firsthand. And that's what's so powerful.
I was jealous not to be on the boat that day.
Next year.
Next year.
I love that you said that, Brandon. It's we, not me, and that is the quote of the day, because it's like that is the truth. It's the first time where it's not. You had to be. Not only was it like lonely being a top agent on your own, trying to figure out all the things, but now it's like we. And it's so much more fun. Like you said, it's so much more everything now that we have that. So good. So good.
And even with other brokerages too, you have the relationships, but it still can be a competition because they're only going to give you as much information, but not enough to, excel over them. So with, us being here, the information is just ready at hand and we can all grow together because everybody wins. And, that's just an awesome model.
Yeah. We're all business partners.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that cool? Yep. You just you just make a choice and you go. And what I also love about Kaila, your transition was so smooth. I mean, that's something I think you should talk a little bit more about, because I think some agents stay where they are because they're afraid of the transition. Why don't you share a little bit more about what that felt like and how easy it was and why it's important to do it before? Don't wait like a month or 6 months to make that move. Like the opportunity is now, right?
Yeah, the opportunity was definitely a no-brainer for me, just because like I said, once I believed in it, after seeing it, I just had to immediately make the shift. It was smooth for me. Onboarding and everything was helpful with Sophia. I had her, walking me through things, but also had tips between a few opportunities that I didn't have with my last brokerage with leads. I got those done within a day. She was like, some people, they take a week to do it. I finished it within 24 hours and I'm working on 3 others, and we're trying, I'm a guinea pig for my luxury presence website to, be a funnel with leads and click ads. So I'm excited about that. And I really lost no momentum. So that was, one of the things that I was concerned with, but it's all what you put into it. And I'm a hard worker. So, we just kept it moving.
I remember when I was looking at this, I was like, what do I have to lose? I'm just Shelley Johnson. Yeah. We're just a small team. I mean, what do we have to lose? If we don't try it and give ourselves the opportunity, what doors are we saying? What do we say no to by not saying yes?
Yeah, I saw the pros and cons, and I took a 10% cut on my commission, but I was also not being offered a buku of just doors that I could, walk into and build my own business. I had already done the foundation, started building the house, so now it became, less of a house and more of an empire that I could build. So super exciting.
Yeah, and with our company, we offer our cap, which is wonderful because then once you're capped, then you can become an icon, get your stock, you get a stock reward with the money you paid in, so it's not lost. What you put into the company, you absolutely get it back as an icon agent, which you are. So every year, it's like another forced retirement opportunity for you.
Yep, absolutely. I was more interested in the mentorship and being able to share that excitement with other agents. I wrote down, I felt like I had found the lost city of Atlantis when I came to Cabo, and I probably blew all of my, close friends and agents up and just talking about, my experience, and they ended up hopping on calls, and I have, 2 others that are probably going to be joining us, and just like-minded and all running together in the same pace. So
it's exciting. Well, we're super excited you're here. I'm so grateful for the relationships of all 3 of you. I mean, just like it makes me happy when I see your names pop up on my phone, or I hear like a good vibe about this. Drea did this, or Brandon did this, or Kayla's doing this. Like I just get like I just know that like you guys are making an impact on everything you do, and it's really, really cool. I love it. You guys are the real deal, and you're showing up in a way that's just amazing, and people who are aligning with you are going to win. And there's no fail in this group. I know that. That's amazing. I love it. Thank you so much for being a partner with us, and Kevin loved that. He wrote that lost city of love that, Kayla.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Kayla.
We definitely, we're like a no man left behind type of team, but also I feel like the company, provides that atmosphere as well. So it really does trickle down, and, us finding agents and giving them that same energy, it's just going to keep growing from there.
Right. So. And they keep their brand, they can be themselves, they link arms together, we're stronger together, we go faster together. You want to go far, go alone, go fast, go together, right? That's the old saying. And it's so true. And that's what I found. I mean, we would be nowhere near where we are without this company and without the great people like yourselves running alongside us. It's amazing. Thank you so much. And just appreciate all of you. And I can't wait in like 6 weeks to see where we are. I can't wait to see in 6 months and a year. Like you guys are I can't wait to see the next people that are coming to join and be a part of what you're doing, and hearing their stories and seeing the growth and watching you guys just run like the animals you are.
Running with the wolves, Shelley. We're running with the wolves.
We are.
Yeah.
So, oh gosh, that's Michelle. So that you don't know this, but the girl who just posted on there, she's from Canada, Timmins, Canada. I met her 5 years ago. The relationships, this is what you don't know yet, Kayla. These relationships are long-lasting friendships that will change your life forever. She just wrote on there, she's like, welcoming you from Canada. I mean, isn't that cool that you have an organization that's across the world now?
Oh, I was blown away. I'll tell you one thing. Brandon had suggested that I put a referral out for in the group of workplace to refer out to LA. And I didn't expect, as soon as I put the post up, it was 20 people that reached out willing to help. And usually you kind of interview through the, Google ad systems. So that was really exciting that I made some connections with other agents.
Yep. And they'll be referring back to you, because everyone loves the Charleston. Hey, if you guys have referrals for Hilton Head, Charleston, Charlotte, North Carolina, we all got you right here. So thanks guys again. Kayla, I love meeting you. You're just a bright light in this world and in this industry, and I'm so excited to see you, and I can't wait to keep doing this. We're gonna crush it.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Awesome. Thanks, Shelley. Yeah. Let's go do this, Kayla. Big things.
Yeah.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye for now.